Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. Iskandar Waterfront City unveiled its 10-year development plan comprising 3 projects in Johor Bahru with an aggregate gross development value of 4.33 billion ringgit. The plan comprises the 3.5 billion ringgit Tebrau Bay, the 500 million ringgit Danga Rivera, and 330 million ringgit Danga Heights. The company said the first phase of the 3 projects, comprising an aggregate of 63 acres, should generate a total GDV of 1.8 billion ringgit over the next 5 years. The 100-acre Tebrau Bay is a waterfront township, which will start with a 30-acre pilot phase. Meanwhile, Danga Heights is a 29.3-acre mixed-use development focusing on retail, which will include a branded hotel, office and service department. As for Danga Rivera, the project is a mixed waterfront development in Permas Jaya, which will feature shop offices, retail spaces, hotels and service suites, including a hotel under the Melia Hotels and Resorts brand. Overall, Iskandar Waterfront said it is confident in its ability to develop and leverage its extensive land bank, which is strategically located near mature areas and close to the rapid transit system link station and the Johor Bahru city centre. Shares in Iskandar Waterfront fell 0.68% to 73.5 sen, giving it a market capitalisation of 677.03 million ringgit. Tenaga Nasional warns that the prolonged outage of its Manjung 4 power plant may lead to capacity revenue loss of 400 million ringgit this year, prompting analysts to moderate their earnings growth forecasts. Tenaga told analysts who attended its earnings briefing that its power generation units may also experience reduction in capacity rates financing for some of its other power plants, leading to lower revenue. Hong Leong Investments Bank cut its earnings forecasts by 12% for FY 2024 and by 8% for FY 2025 and lowered its target price on the stock to 10 ringgit 80 sen. The Manjung 4 plant has been on unplanned outage since December 2023 due to steam turbine trouble. TA Securities noted that the plant is projected to resume operations by the end of 2024 at the earliest, but could potentially be dragged into early 2025. The research house cut its FY 2024 earnings forecast by 9% and lowered its target price to 12 ringgit 40 sen. Still, a majority of analysts recommend investors to buy the stock, as the national utility giant will benefit from demand growth on the back of the resilient economy. Of the 21 analysts covering the stock, 12 recommend buy, 8 have hold calls and 1 has a sell call. The 12-month median target price stands at 12 ringgit 17 sen. Tenaga's shares slipped 0.9% to 11 ringgit 20 sen, valuing it at 64.82 billion ringgit. Transport Minister Anthony Loke said airlines can start charging the carbon levy once amendments to the Malaysian Aviation Commission Code of Conduct Regulations 2018 are finalised by MEVCOM in April. He said the carbon levy is not collected by the government but by airlines to offset carbon emissions. On the proposal to retain the 6% service tax on domestic flights, he said it will be discussed in this week's cabinet meeting. According to a report by Bernama, he said his ministry will discuss the matter with the Ministry of Finance since the tax issue falls under the MOF's jurisdiction. Loke was speaking to the media after launching AirAsia's fixed fares in conjunction with Hari Raya Aidilfitri today. Meanwhile, Capital A CEO Tan Sri Tony Fernandes voiced his support for keeping the service tax at 6% for domestic travel. He said the government should also look at maintenance, repair and overhaul organisations, which are big employers and contributors to gross domestic products. CGS International Securities Malaysia announced that it has appointed Tan Sri Shahril Ridza, formerly the MD of Khazanah Nasional and CEO of the EPF, and former Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin Abu Bakar as independent non-executive directors. CEO Azizah Muhammad Yatim said, while it is not mandatory to appoint independent non-executive directors, CGS has chosen to adopt the recommended corporate governance best practices in the Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance. She said with the recent change in ownership, the company has new growth opportunities and can benefit from the credentials, expertise and network of these well-respected individuals to strengthen the competencies of its board. Shahril and Khairy will join 6 other board members in CGS, namely Carol Fong, Yuan Kwok Wai, Chan Yuan Mei, Azizah, Alan Inwei Lun and Khairy Shahrin Arif Baki. Azizah said the combined depth and diversity of the company's board, which includes both private and public representatives in areas of business, finance, investment and policy, will create a robust, well-connected leadership that will bring it towards its vision of being a world-class and leading investment bank in Asia. In the KL Sessions Court today, a former director of consortium Zenith Construction agreed with Guan Eng's counsel Haijan Omar that when the MACC took his statement in 2018, he did mention that the 19 million ringgit paid by his firm was not meant for the former Penang Chief Minister. Datuk Zarul Ahmad Muhammad Zulkifli was testifying in his impeachment proceedings, which are being held after he purportedly made conflicting statements while testifying in LIM's Penang Undersea Tunnel Graft trial. Zarul, who was shown the statement he gave the MACC, agreed that it was unaltered and did not implicate LIM. He also agreed that the 19 million ringgit paid to businessman Gnanaraja was to be given to Datuk Sri Najib Razak. This was to seek the then Prime Minister's help to get the MACC to drop investigations into Zarul and his firm while also maintaining good ties with Najib. Zarul's statement was to be used against Gnanaraja, who was initially charged with cheating, but the latter pleaded guilty to an alternative charge in relation to an offence under the Companies Act 2016. The trial resumes on Wednesday.